So lately I've been getting a lot of questions from you guys asking me about how to get UGC content at scale. And you know what? Let's talk about it. Now, before we dive into this video, I just want to let you guys know that UGC ads are not some sort of a magic formula that you slap onto your ad account and it drastically improves performance. It doesn't really work that way. You still need to have a good media buying strategy, a good creative strategy, and most importantly, you need to find good content creators to make content for you. Now, here's why I personally believe UGC content works. It works because it's a lot more relatable, it looks a lot more authentic, and because of that combination, it helps people to connect with your brand. Now, if you've been following my journey on this channel, you know I like to differentiate between UGC content and CGC content. I've actually got a video where I talk about the difference between the two. So yeah, the benefits of CGC or creator-generated content is the fact that you can outsource production. Right? You don't need to be shooting stuff in-house. You don't need to hire photographers, videographers, all of that stuff. Like, you're literally able to get thousands and thousands of creators to create content for you, which is massively, massively scalable, especially if you're trying to test multiple different angles, multiple different concepts, and multiple different ads in general. And in my personal opinion, creator-generated content currently is affordable. This could potentially change in the future. But although UGC or CGC has all these amazing benefits, it does come with a caveat. The first one being, where do you find good content creators? And if you do find good content creators, what sort of rates do you pay them? How do you brief these content creators to get the best content from them? What sort of contracts are you looking at? And most importantly, what's a good deadline to get content back? Well, the aim for this video is to essentially try and answer all of those questions. Now, first of all, let's talk about user-generated content, or UGC, content from your actual customers. The best way to get content from your actual customers is literally by reaching out to them. And here's a couple of strategies that's worked at Growth Digital, which is my agency that I run with my co-founder, Adam. So with one of our clients, this is what we did. We launched a competition where we posted on the client's social saying, look, send us your video testimonials, and in return, you could enter this competition and win some free products. And it worked. And honestly, the amount of video testimonials that we got back was crazy. We also took another strategy where we sent out bulk emails to purchasers, and we were like, hey, would you mind sending us some video testimonials? And in return, you can get 20% off your next purchase. And we even took another strategy where we did the same thing, sent out emails, and we said, with your next order, you can get a freebie. And again, that worked as well. So yeah, this strategy to get UGC content from your customers is really good if you've got a good customer base. But there are a couple of downsides to this. You don't necessarily have much control over the type of content that comes back. We've had a lot of content come back which was practically unusable, like really bad lighting, the audio was not clear, and unfortunately, some of the reviews were not positive. Obviously what we did with the negative reviews was essentially take that in for market research and pass it on to the client to enhance the customer's experience. So yeah, this strategy will give you some genuine, raw, authentic content from your customers. And although you don't have much control over what comes back, whatever pieces of content do come back, there is definitely use for it within your marketing strategy. And just like that, you've got UGC content. Now, what if you want to have a little bit more control over the type of content that comes back? You got a couple of concepts that you want to test on the ad account, and you know exactly what you want your content creators to say. Enter creator-generated content, or CGC. Now, the initial step to finding good content creators is literally by going onto social media. Go onto Instagram, go onto TikTok, and even Twitter. And if you literally type in hashtag UGC, you'll see a ton of content creators that are out there. Again, there's this thing where you will have to go through a lot of these content creators to find the right person. And honestly speaking, having done this over and over, one thing I can tell you guys is it's going to be a case of trial and error. And you will have to work with a few content creators to see the sort of content that they produce for you. Now, obviously, you can make this slightly easier for yourself by going onto the profile, taking a look at what sort of content that they've created before, and essentially figure out whether or not that creator would fit your marketing needs. Again, this can be time consuming, and if you do want to find good content creators, you kind of have to go through the process. Although there is this one tool that I use to, help eliminate some of the initial scouting process, I'll be talking about that in a bit. Now, the second issue that you kind of run into is the rate, right? What is the industry standard average rate? Again, this really depends on the content creator, and there is no one size fits all formula to this. A lot of marketers say that you need to look at the amount of followers that content creator has. But I personally feel like followers don't really mean much. I've worked with some really good content creators that literally have like 200 followers. And the reason why followers don't really matter much is because we're not doing influencer marketing. We're doing content creation. And what's important when it comes to content creation is the ability to create good content. Personally, I'd say don't determine your rates based off of just the followers. Yes, followers do tell you something about the creator, but to look at the actual pieces of content that they've made, the quality, the way they speak to the camera, their acting skills, all of these things come into play. Now back to rates. What's the industry standard? Look, I feel like I'm going to offend some content creators here, but oh well, gotta say what I gotta say. At the time of this recording, the content creators that our agency works with, we normally pay anywhere between $200 to $500 for 3 to 5 60-second videos. Now, if you've been following me on this journey, you know I like to segment shots, and I don't necessarily get a content creator to create a complete ad. I don't do that. And there's actually good enough reason why I recommend all our clients to segment shots. I've got a video talking about that. Again, there is, however, this tool that I use that helps me figure this out. And as mentioned earlier in this video, I'll be talking about that tool in a bit. And then comes the question of briefs. That question I've already addressed in the video, link in the description below. Make sure you go check that out. Now, the topic of contracts is a little bit difficult. I don't think I can cover in this video. If you guys do want me to talk about it, please drop a comment in the comment section below. And whilst on the topic of comments, if you guys do enjoy the type of content that I'm posting out there, please subscribe and hit that like button, because as a small creator myself on YouTube, it really helps. And I quite enjoy talking to you guys as well. So thank you to all of those people that have reached out, that have subscribed. I just hit 100 subscribers this week, again, which is not a massive number, but to me personally, like, it just feels amazing. So yeah, thank you guys for coming with me on this journey. Now let's talk about deadlines. Deadlines, I like to be very clear about. We normally set a deadline of 7 to 14 days from the day they receive the product. The one amazing way to truly leverage the power of content creators is by connecting with them. I personally talk to every single one of the content creators that work with us within our agency, and you have genuine interactions with them. It just turns into a really good relationship, which is truly beneficial for yourself as a brand, as an agency, and is also beneficial for the content creator themselves, because they're able to ask questions, they're able to clarify any sort of doubts. Now, in this section of this video, I want to share with you guys this one amazing tool that I use when it comes to scouting UGC or CGC content creators, and it's Incense. And no, this video is not sponsored by Incense, not yet. And Incense, if you're watching, call me. This platform essentially gives you access to 20,000 plus content creators across the United States, Canada, and the UK. That, my friends, is access to a large number of content creators. And you know that process of having to go through a large number of, search results on socials? You essentially eliminate all of that. With Incense, you essentially create a brief. You post the brief on Incense. You have the option to filter through pretty much the exact type of content creator that you're looking for. So the content creators that you see on this platform are not just any content creators. Like, Incense have taken the time to go through their profiles, to check their content, and to actually onboard them. So yeah, Incense has a really good onboarding process. I've got a few content creators that I work with onto the platform, and they've told me that, you can't just sign up onto Incense as a content creator. Like, you have to go through a specific process, which is really good for us marketers. And the best thing is, when you're uploading the brief, they literally have team members that walk you through the whole briefing process. Like, they literally tell you what works and what doesn't work. And whilst I'm talking about the team members, I just want to give a quick shout out to Jose and Manu. And these guys are literally Incense team members, and I've become friends with them just over the course of using the platform. And this just goes to show that Incense really cares about the clients that are on the platform. So that problem of you creating a good brief, it's not a challenge anymore. And if you use this platform, contracts become a thing of the past. Because if you use this platform to get content, you get full digital copyrights of that content. So you don't need to worry about all the contract legal stuff. And having studied law myself, legal contracts are painful. And here is one thing that separates Incense from every other platform, is the ability for you to get creator licensing in simple steps. Essentially whitelisting, which is insane. Why are people not talking about this? They also have a pricing guideline. I'll attach a link to that in the description below. So yeah, in conclusion, how do you get UGC content at scale? First step, reach out to your customers. get actual UGC. See what people have to say about the brand. Second, start reaching out to content creators on social media platforms like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And third, if you want to truly optimize your UGC production, then I would personally recommend jump onto Incense. I'll attach a link in the description below. And if you guys want me to talk about a step-by-step video showing you exactly my process when it comes to creating briefs, drop a comment in the comment section below. I'd be happy to show you around. But yeah, if you're a brand that needs help with UGC content, feel free to get in touch with us. It was lovely talking to you guys. I'll catch you in the next one.
Wait, I have a question. Is it UGC content, which is user-generated content, or is it UG content, as in user-generated content?